Robert's rebellion had finally ended. The war that shook all of Westeros was over. The Mad King was dead. The Targaryen dynasty had fallen, and Robert Baratheon now sat upon the Iron Throne. But while the kingdoms celebrated the end of the war, far away in Riverrun another story was unfolding. Catelyn Tully had spent the entire war separated from her husband, Eddard Stark. During those long and uncertain months, she gave birth to their first son, Robb Stark. While armies marched and battles were fought across the Seven Kingdoms, Catelyn remained in Riverrun raising a newborn child and praying for Ned's safe return. Then, one day, the news finally arrived. Robert Baratheon had been crowned king, and Ned Stark was returning home. For Catelyn, it felt like the nightmare of war was finally ending. She gathered her son Robb in her arms and began the long journey north to Winterfell. She could finally see her husband again. But she had no idea that Ned Stark would return with a secret that would change their lives forever. By the time Ned Stark began his journey back to the north, Westeros had already changed. In King's Landing, Robert Baratheon had officially been crowned king of the Seven Kingdoms. Tywin Lannister, always thinking several moves ahead, quickly strengthened his family's power. He arranged the marriage of his daughter Cersei to King Robert, securing House Lannister's influence over the Iron Throne. Meanwhile, Jon Arryn became the new hand of the king. His responsibility was enormous, rebuilding the realm after years of war. But while politics reshaped the capital, Ned Stark carried something far heavier than victory. He carried grief, and a secret tied to the death of his beloved sister, Lyanna Stark. That secret would follow him all the way back to Winterfell. At the gates of Winterfell, Catelyn Stark waited patiently. In her arms was baby Robb. Nearly a year had passed since she had last seen her husband. When she finally saw Ned's caravan approaching in the distance, her heart filled with relief. But as the riders came closer, something felt strange. Ned Stark was not returning alone. Behind him rode a nurse, holding another newborn child. When Ned dismounted his horse, Catelyn proudly showed him their son Robb. But Ned's attention shifted toward the other baby. The moment Catelyn saw the child, a painful realization struck her. The baby looked almost the same age as Robb. While she had been waiting for Ned during the war, he had been with another woman. Or at least, that was what she believed. Finally, Catelyn asked the question that had been burning in her mind. Who is this child? Ned Stark did not hesitate. His voice was calm but firm. He has my blood, Ned said. His name is Jon, and he will live here with us. Those words shattered something inside Catelyn. In Westeros, bastards were common, but bringing one into your home was a painful reminder of betrayal. But Ned did something even more unusual. He chose to raise Jon Snow alongside his true-born son, Robb Stark. From that moment forward, Jon Snow would grow up inside Winterfell. But he would always carry the name that reminded everyone of what he was. Snow. The surname given to bastards in the north. Jon Snow grew up with the Stark children. He trained with Robb. He learned sword fighting with the same masters. He played in the same courtyards. But despite living in the same castle, Jon never truly belonged. The servants whispered about him. The nobles avoided him. And Catelyn Stark could never accept him. For her, Jon was a constant reminder of what she believed Ned had done during the war. The boy had done nothing wrong. But the pain of that betrayal never disappeared. Yet Ned Stark never explained the truth. No matter how many times people asked about Jon's mother, Ned remained silent. It was a silence that protected a secret far greater than anyone imagined. Deep beneath Winterfell lay the ancient crypts of House Stark. For centuries, the kings in the north and the lords of Winterfell had been buried there, each guarded by a stone statue. But Ned Stark broke that tradition. He placed his sister Lyanna Stark among them. He ordered a statue to be carved in her memory. Whenever Ned walked through the dark crypts, he would stop before Lyanna's statue, because that was where the secret truly began. Before she died, Lyanna Stark made Ned promise her something. A promise so important that Ned Stark kept it hidden from the entire world, even from his own wife. even from his closest friends, even from King Robert himself. For years, the world believed Jon Snow was simply Ned Stark's bastard son. But the truth was far more shocking. Jon Snow was not Ned Stark's son at all. He was the child of Lyanna Stark and Prince Rhaegar Targaryen, the last hidden heir of the Targaryen dynasty. Ned Stark had raised him as his own child to protect him. Because if Robert Baratheon had discovered the truth, Jon would have been killed as a baby. So Ned chose silence. He allowed the world to believe he had dishonored his marriage. He allowed his own wife to hate him, all to protect one innocent child. A child who would one day change the fate of Westeros. Jon Snow. So the real question is this: was Daenerys truly the unburned? Or was she simply the chosen moment for a powerful magical ritual? Because if that night had gone differently, if the magic had failed, the Mother of Dragons might have died before her story even began. Tell me what you think. Do you believe Daenerys was actually fireproof, or was it just a miracle? Write your theory in the comments. And if you enjoy deep lore and hidden secrets from the world of Game of Thrones, make sure to subscribe to True Love Chapter. Because the next theory is going to be even more shocking.